Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take a drink of something, then I'll put down my drink and I'll be walking around, and then I'll like drip, and I'm like, oh man, come on. This is making me look like I'm walking around drooling, you know. I go to other people's and slobbers dripping off my mustache and stuff. I'm like, this is uncontrollable. And I don't feel it. I don't know it's there, you know. It's this shit like sits like I don't know if you can tell. This shit sits like an inch away from my face. Gotta do something about this crazy stuff.
Yeah, I am proud of the beer mustache. You know, you get a nice, good, thick, lager, and you get the head on it that just kind of hangs on. Yeah, that's a happy beard.
Yeah, I got no places I don't grow it. Like it grows pretty much just under my eyes, and I have to shave my neck. I pretty much grow hair from just below my eyes to the top of my feet. It's kind of weird.
At least you have two eyebrows.
That's true.
Hmm. I'd go get a smoke. Be a bad boy since I'm up with good people. I ain't going nowhere. Uh, did you expect more Noahides and Jews to show up to your hangouts? I just thought you had a large list, but other than Path and Hezekiah, who else? I haven't made many Noahide friends. J Dubs was a serendipity, believe it or not. Meeting J Dubs, that was a very happy accident. Hezekiah, yeah, we've corresponded with each other for I guess over a year now, and I like him. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind putting me in my place. I like that. He's also well learned Noahide, of the laws. I did not know that. Well, good for you. Hell yeah. Damn straight, amigo. Right on, dude. Oh, Reuven, you perplex me. I think if I saw your face and heard you speak, you would not be any less deep. You
Well,
perplex me.
just think about it this way. It's a good chance that you have. He could come in under some other name, right? And you'd never know. He could be on camera. Like he might be
Mm-hmm.
what's his name?
I
Who's
thought
the
all about it.
black kid with the I Heart Jesus hat? Right? You know who I'm talking about? Who's that guy? Preaching to the choir
Man,
ministry? What's his
I
fucking
forgot
name?
his real name.
His name is totally eluding me. It's crazy. But yeah, yeah, seriously, Reuven could be that guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the little Tron voice, the little what was that? Cylon voice that didn't help. That didn't help at all. No. Wow. Well, Mr. Goldstein, um, kudos. Baruch Hashem. Hmm. I've actually woken a couple people up. See, I wanted to be. All right, I'm getting the deep dark secrets here. We are live. Oh, maybe I shouldn't get the deep dark secrets here. Okay. Um, Remember The Beach, the movie when it came out? I don't know how old you are or whatever, but there's a movie called The Beach. It was a Leonardo DiCaprio movie back in the 90s. Um, the one thing in that society that was missing was a medicine man. There wasn't a shaman. There wasn't a priest. There wasn't, the healer. There were no healers there. And this is shortly after I discovered um, a book on Kabbalah and heavy into martial arts, heavy into Northern Shaolin Kung Fu particularly. Um, and I was like, that's what I wanted to be. I want to be the medicine man that nobody else has. And so I was like the medicine man of my friends. I used to read tarot cards. I know. I followed a book. They're called Attila cards. I followed a book, and girls love getting their tarot cards read at parties, dude, and they come back. So, I read cards, all right? But, yeah, man, I don't know where I was going with this. You got me on a very late evening.
I'm with you, man. There's a book for everybody. I mean, if you want to follow something, there's something out there for you to follow it.
Well, it was a book about a lot of stuff. It was just kind of an explanation. Here's what this is, and it all it did was just make me go read more. Um, um, but yeah, man, I've actually introduced people who have never heard of it. I wanted to be Jewish. I thought I was Jewish for almost a year. Dude, a guy's so happy he went to a synagogue. Get this. This is how bad this is. I've said this before. I tell this story all the time now. I'm too old to care. A goy, so obviously goy, in Vegas on Saturday with a yarmulke on his head because he just liked the yarmulke that he got from this Jew that he had met at a synagogue up in Canada. I wore that thing everywhere. Embarrassed the shit out of everybody. Funny thing is, when I got back home, my friends thought it was cool as hell. But yeah, I wore that thing everywhere. I didn't take it off, and I was still kind of a hell-raising, white boy, rock and roll party, beer full of fridge, like nothing but green and brown from the glow. But I was that guy at the beach. Always wanted to be. I don't know. Yeah, that's but I'm not Jewish either, so my story doesn't mean squat. If you're Jewish, but I take it you are. See, I don't know who you are. Now he's got me over here thinking Jello's got my mind all, spread out, Okay, well, gee, what if I'm talking to G-Man? Okay, what if I'm talking to Brett Keane? What if I'm talking what if this
G-Man, oh my God, I can't believe his name could not come to my mind. That was getting painful.
Who's that?
Me, I couldn't think of G-Man's name.
Ah.
G-Man is exactly the dude I was trying to think of when I was saying Reuven could be him.
So I don't know who I'm talking to now. I got a hunch he's Jewish.
I just totally confused you. Is that what happened?
Yeah, but you made it fun. Hello, Devin.
Hey, what's up?
Price of everything.
Yeah. Too bad information with regards to Witcher and plagiarism isn't up for me.
What was going on now?
Oh, there's this series of books called The Witcher, really, which is sort of turned into a video game. And what happened is that I found out, is I've been trying to find out information with regards to whether or not, uh, what, uh, damn, I can never fucking remember his name really. Hold on for a second, real quick. Um, let's see here, real quick. It's, I can't really pronounce his first name, but his last name is Sepkowski. And apparently there's an accusation with regards to whether or not his books are lifted or either imitations or being lifted from and all that bunch of stuff from from a series of books penned by Michael Moorcock. Um, the protagonists are supposed to be that are supposed to be directly lifted from his work is Geralt of Rivia, and the character he's supposed to be, what was it? He's supposed to be plagiarized from is what was it? Elric of Manethil or something like that. Manadil. Oh, sorry, Manabone. Melnaborn, I think. I can't pronounce the name really. Melbourne, I think. I can't remember his name.
I think that was a bad mic. Could you repeat that?
Hello, Luca. Hello, Pitar.
Hello. Am I audible?
You're pretty quiet there, PR.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot my my mic is a little messed up over here. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I could understand you when you talked right into it. That's going to be a hassle for you.
So, where is everybody out there?
Washington State here.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyways, if you want some information on this, but basically, this character is the accusation is that that character there is actually being plagiarized by this character. You know,
Okay.
Geralt of Rivia is basically a plagiarization of Eric Melniborn. I don't know if that's the case for that. I'm trying to find some information out about it, but so far the only information I found out was a specific forum post where Michael Moorcock was talking to his lawyers, and there doesn't seem to be any word about it after that. So I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm changing this to video games or video game politics or something like that. It's just that this is really bothering me because I don't want to I don't want to support plagiarism, but at the same time, the Witcher game is such a fucking good game that I'm having a hard time balancing this out. You know. If it turns out it's plagiarist, I'll probably just go and torrent the game. You know, so the guy doesn't get any money or whatever from it. But you know, it's just something that's really bothering me.
I hope it gets settled, and you be at peace.
You know. Well, hopefully I'll get some answers soon because I just made a post about it on the Michael Moorcock fan page, and if anyone would know what's going on with that, they would. You know? I would post a question to Michael Moorcock himself on his forum, but I can't sign up to his forum for some reason.
Yeah, I know very little about video games. I'm an old school gamer with dice and stuff. Don't even have a game system. We have a Atari 2600 remake with like 72 games on it. That was for the kid, for like 3-year-old. You know. I did enjoy Eve. I played Eve for a while. That was
I'm
relaxing, all in very submersive.
Yeah, I grew up with the Nintendo era video games, so I'm sort of what you would call a Nintendo era gamer.
Yep,
I'm
out there.
playing Minecraft as we're talking.
Hello.
Hello, Rachel.
Matter of fact, Reuven, I'm not too sure, but have you looked into this? And if you have, what's your conclusion on that? Ah, okay. Well, what are you doing about it though? Are you going to buy the new Witcher game, or are you just going to not support it because the whole thing's really contentious, or what? Or are you just saying fuck it, I don't care? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you're gonna buy it, but you're gonna only buy it when it comes down in price. Then. Okay, I get you. I guess it's a good move, really.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, it's sort of a subject of plagiarism in video games, and it probably wouldn't. It's just something of a personal issue of mine, is all. And yeah.
I'm into that stuff.
Oh, well. If you're wondering, really, it's literally about the novels themselves, which the game Witcher is based off of.
When did
And
that game come out?
what?
I'm sorry, but when did that game come out?
The Witcher that came back out in like 2000, sometime in 2008, I believe. Let me check.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, there's an issue of the game's protagonist. Uh, not that the game developers did this themselves. I mean, that's not what I'm saying here. But that the game's protagonist is basically based off of Sapkowski's novel called The Witcher. And Sapkowski supposedly plagiarized the protagonist, Geralt of Rivia, from Eric of Melniboné, or Melniboné, and it's from Michael Moorcock's book called The Adventures of El. It's for it's from Michael Moorcock's series on Elric. I'm trying to find out if this is true at all, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if this is. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
What were you saying?
No. I was saying there's this hot button sort of political issue with regards to this particular game, and it's and the books it's based off of and all that stuff. It's a bit convoluted a bit, but I guess if you watch some video by Razorfist on it, I suppose you'll know what I mean.
Well, what part of the world isn't convoluted?
No, not the world. It's the subject itself. You see, the Witcher series, at least in terms of that, is based. It has a series of books created by an author. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Polish, so but his last name is Sapkowski. Okay, and he created a protagonist called Geralt of Rivia. Supposedly, and this is how the accusation goes, is that Geralt of Rivia is plagiarized by another author's work uh, called Michael Moorcock. That's the name of the author. So Michael Moorcock's protagonist, known as hold on for a second, known as Alec of Melnibone, um, is supposedly plagiarized. Is supposedly the character that's being plagiarized here.
Well, like in recent years, there's been a lot of plagiarism in like games, music, and really all over, the arts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you doing, Rachel?
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff has to be. I would probably attribute it mainly to the internet because people are sort of able to copy and paste ideas and themes and certain structures really more efficiently than anything else. And that's kind of why I find this thing to be really contentious. Because I'm not really a legal person here, but I understand how literature works and how ideas flow in between authors and how authors apply ideas really. So I do have kind of a basis for that. But unless it would appear that the only way I can conclude this is to is to buy the works of both authors, and sort of read them both and compare them both for structure, studying thematic themes, and determine whether or not this is the case. So yeah.
That's so interesting. I mean, it's like almost 1 in the morning here, so it's kind of a tough, topic to discuss at this time. But it's a very interesting discussion.
You sound young. Just to make sure that we're covering our bases, it is an 18 over room. How are you? 18? Are you over the age of 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just want to make sure. You sound young.
Well, Idol Smasher, that was very ageist because there are a lot of porn stars that sound like they're 16 or 15. So yeah, you're ageist. Nah, I'm just fucking around, but nah, I'm just letting you know that.
Dude, I believe that. I'm believing it.
Yeah. I always find these topics of ageism like that.
Reuven is joining the room. I just noticed.
Well, I'm very ageist. The young are stupid and the old can't drive well.
Oh my god, that made me fucking cry. I'm gonna slash my wrist now. By the way, in case you can't tell, I was parodying Tumblr.
Hello, Wolf.
What's up?
Price of everything.
Hey, kitty. Okay, kitty. Come on. You want attention, right? You want attention? Damn. I think my camera was there.
Where are you guys located?
Earth. Soul 3, Mutter Spiral.
I'm located in California, Sacramento. Want my address and hope.
Have you ever been to the Rock in Sacramento? It's very good.
I live in California too.
Are you using some kind of a voice modulator? I feel like I'm being trolled.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What did you say about the weather in California?
Oh, no. I was asking if you've ever been to Pizza Rock Pizza in Sacramento.
No, I have not. But then again, I don't go out too much, mainly because there's not too many places that really sort of attract me here that I want to go to, and probably the fact that I don't know, maybe I'm just way too intolerant towards the heat here.
Well, do you ever go to Sacramento River Cats games?
I'm not a sports fan, so no.
Oh, okay.
I've been to a whole bunch of Texas Ranger games.
Oh, yeah, you gonna watch the All-Star game tomorrow?
God willing.
Same here.
Baseball's the most, I don't know. It's a beautiful game.
I completely agree. How is the ballpark in Arlington? I've never been, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, is what it is. It's
That's what I've heard.
yes, it's a reverend tribute to baseball. Actually, it's designed where they allow certain parts of the west wind coming in. They've designed the bleachers and the whole ballpark for that airflow to curve down into the diamond itself. So your chances of getting a fly ball are that much greater because of that airflow that naturally comes from the west.
You know, it's so nice
I'll put trivia for you there.
about ballparks that are, you know, so intelligently built and, you know, built for the specific team, for the specific player. And it's just, especially like Yankee Stadium or some of the more generic ballparks, like you can tell that it was just built and all the specifications were afterthoughts and just guesses and kind of depressing almost.
I can tell you, and I do apologize for interjecting. My word, I tried for a lot of years to get into American sports, and I mean I really did. I really gave it 100%. I really tried to like what the natives liked, and I never, I just don't see it. I've never seen it.
What sports do you like?
Don't feel bad about it, really. I can't get into any of the sports that are native to here, anyways. The sports I can get into are hockey, and that's only because I'm really sort of I like the fact that you know that in fights, you know, that when it comes to hockey and fights, it's somewhat of a rite of passage. So
Well, I mean, hockey isn't a sport. It's an excuse for people to fight on a slippery surface.
I don't know about that.
Hockey is pretty, and it is very American.
Oh, it's beautifully so. Hockey is probably on the higher scale of things that I can enjoy in American culture, just because it's so primal and, like, you know, there's it's a fast-paced sport with a fist fight in the middle. I mean, how is that bad?
It's not very fast.
there's a certain amount of finesse. Not only that, like hockey requires a lot of finesse too, which is kind of weird about it.
What about basketball?
Basketball, no. I tried to like basketball.
I enjoy shooting hoops a lot.
I enjoy playing more than I enjoy actually watching the game. And I mean, when I do enjoy watching the game, it's usually when I'm there in person. I don't really enjoy. You don't get really a full sense of it when you're watching it on TV.
I like the
Baseball is not as
Globetrotters.
much like that.
I like the Globetrotters. I like watching the Globetrotters.
Oh yeah, I do that.
There are so many sports, though, that America could be just powerhouses at internationally, if they just invested any amount of time and money into it.
We did all right in soccer this year, didn't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys. I mean, it kind of. I don't know what the hell happened with Landon Donovan. I don't know why he wasn't playing, but he should have been.
Well, you know, if you don't like, are you guys into music at all?
Oh yeah, you'd never know it to look at me, but I'm a massive. I grew up on punk music.
I myself I prefer like anything that's associated with rock or heavy metal, really, but but I'm more into like the classic stuff, really.
Yeah.
I would never listen to country rock though. That shit just annoys me. But you know, the bands I listen to on that are like AC/DC, Metallica when they were good and young, and whatnot. You also have Led Zeppelin,
Pink Floyd.
Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath.
Pink Floyd, yeah.
What about like rockabilly? How do you feel about rockabilly?
Sorry,
You know,
rock.
when I think about music, I think about classic rock, like the Beatles, Rolling Stones.
Really?
Yes.
I prefer hard rock as opposed to just rock, really. You know, that's my preference there. That and heavy metal. Those are the two genres I tend to gravitate most towards.
I like it. If it's good, it's good. You know.
Same. It gravitates me.
Like you know, one of the best ones like. If you like heavy metal, for example, and you have not listened to Motorhead, then you've never listened to heavy metal. You've never liked heavy metal. Then that's my opinion.
I just gotta cut in here 1 second. Reuven, I have him blocked because he was telling people I was threatening him. So I mean, if you want him in there, that's fine. But I'm not blocking him. I'll leave.
Wait a second. Adam Moore started telling people that you were threatening him. What the fuck's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I blocked him.
Oh wow, what's
Man, you should totally unblock him and hash it out in an unbiased environment like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I love drama, so the show could be great.
Drama.
No. Fuck off. If any drama comes in this room, I'm leaving. I do not. If I want to have drama, I would have stayed in fucking high school.
Yeah, but we're up for drama. It won't be drama. It'll be working it out.
Yeah, two grown-ups hashing it out, and maybe a few, racial slurs and names being thrown at each other. I can only hope. I can only hope.
I don't know if you guys have ever been in a room when we've both been in a room, but it's not pretty.
Several times.
Okay, so Reuven doesn't want the drama, and since he's running the room, fuck it.
The king speaks.
Yep. Yep, Reuven is the final word in this room.
Adam, how the hell are you?
See, Reuven, that's exactly why I think this is a great place to hash it out.
Oh no, it's actually not a case of. Well, the incident of him telling people I was threatening him isn't. I mean, that's the reason why Norris kicked me out like a week ago, because he was saying it in chat. Whether it happened or not initially is, I guess, a case of he said, she, or he said. Yeah.
Well, it might be a misunderstanding. You might truly have not threatened him, and he might truly have thought like that you did. So, I mean, there is actually a possibility of something. You know what I mean? I mean, The only way that that's not a possibility, that you could say that's not a possibility, is if you did threaten him and you knew it and you're not telling the truth. And I don't want to think that.
No, because I'm the best person ever.
Well, you're a pretty darn good person.
I can moderate.
And then if you did threaten him and are willing to lie to cover it up, that could be interesting to watch too. Once again, for the spectacle.
Wait. My chat is not scrolling for some reason.
It resize your window. I don't know why it does that, but sometimes it does that for me. When I resize my window a little bit, it'll just start scrolling fine.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that worked. Thanks.
I don't know what the shit that's about.
Well, one of the things I definitely know about Adam Lore, and this kind of makes me a bit biased against him per se, is that he sounds like, when he's talking about Obama, he sounds like he's a birther or something. So yeah, I mean, he makes accusations like how Obama's family is tied to terrorism and whatnot. They have family members that are terrorists that have been invited to the White House. And when I asked him of this, when I asked him to provide evidence of this or some shit like that, he said, why don't you define what a terrorist is? Because I want to give you the information and all that stuff. And I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll define what a terrorist is. And the entire conversation of the room shifted towards that. We started talking about it for 2 fucking hours. When I gave my definition, I was trying to, literally, I was trying to get the entire conversation back on track to that. And it's like every time I tried to do that, he would interrupt me. So it would appear that he didn't want me to get back on track to where he would have to provide evidence. I don't know. Adam Lore just seems like a little weasel, a little manipulative scumbag. At least that's my only impression of him. I've had a couple of other impressions of him before, and we have talked before on Stickham, and he seemed reasonable. He seemed nice. But then again, he wasn't a conspiracy theorist. It seems like then, but now it is. I don't know why.
Huh.
Just so it's said, there's a big difference between threatening somebody and wishing death on them, unless you think that person has like superpowers. Or maybe a really, really tight connection with the guy upstairs.
I mean, that would be a damn superpower.
I'm just saying.
I've been guilty of doing it. In my time, I've gotten nasty. I've found myself turning into a monster. On here. And, I regret it. Big time. Big time. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to go run away. I'll answer to it if it's brought to me. I'll answer it honestly.
I don't know. You seem like a pretty good guy. The few times I've seen you get upset, you've always come back later and be like, "I got upset." And...
I feel stuff first, yeah. Well, what the fuck is that? Slap the table, walk off.
Also, there's the thing we forget that we are all sitting behind our monitor-shaped shield. And it's really easy to say things on the internet that you would not say to somebody if you walked up to them in a bar. So, I mean, there is that, but because of that, you kind of have to have a thicker skin if you're going to be here, right? You kind of have to expect that.
Oh yeah, definitely. The only difference between me and most people is that most people seem to act very differently while being recorded on the internet. I act the same no matter where. Or I should say rather that I act the same in a consistent basis depending on who I'm dealing with, rather. But like if I want to speak to a certain crowd that's willing to listen to me, really. And listen to really what I say, I'll usually be more careful and articulate with my words and whatnot, But if I'm speaking about a specific group of people that just don't give a shit about what I say and will just take issue with what I say no matter what, then I won't care what I say. I'll just fly off the handles. I'll take off the kid gloves, and that'll be it. Like social justice warriors. If ever I speak ill of social justice warriors, I know for a fact that doesn't matter what I say to them. They'll take issue with what I say no matter what. So I just take off the kid gloves and just let them have it. That's what people should be more or less worried about. About who it is that they deal with and whether or not they care to restrain themselves when dealing with them.
The term fighting words? It's legal in the United States. It's one of the few forms of speech that is not protected by First Amendment. And it's a real thing. And them's fighting words is basically like you just sucker punched me. When fighting words are not, when they're said to deliberately cause pain in another person or to incite them to maybe act in a violent manner.
Yeah, that's what them's fighting words means.
It's a legal
that pisses me off, and that's why I lost control of my arm and smashed you in the face. Them's fighting words is said by childish people that don't want to control their own actions, or at least don't want to be held responsible for their own actions.
Well, allow me to state the obvious here is that when people utilize and say something like goading someone, so someone should not be permissible if they fight them, then yeah, that's right. So someone should not have goaded them. However, and this is a big however, the guy's so-called the guy's battered psyche per se, that is what actually caused the words to begin with. The words did not hurt him. It was the fact that he allowed them to hurt them, and that's the issue there. You know, I mean, think of it this way. You know, you may slip the soap, and the guy may come up behind you, start whispering in your ears about how he's going to violate you moisturely, and just simply describe in every moist detail about how he's going to stick his dick in your ass or something like that. But until he
wait. Is he breathing heavy while he's? I need a better interpretation. Is he breathing heavy while he's saying this, or what's going on?
Breathing heavy while he's saying.
What's he wearing?
You know, no. But the point is really, you know, until he does that, there's just words. The fact that it's affected you and you alone, you did that all on your own. All right. That's what it's about, you know, and people need to learn that.
I don't know. It says fighting words are the words intentionally directed toward another person which are so venomous and full of malice as to cause the hearer to suffer emotional distress or incite him or her to immediately retaliate physically. Yeah, saying something about your mother, especially in front of her, or your wife or your children.
Yeah, but that's so vague, though.
Possibly something that could, you know, slander and libel. You know,
it's not the same as slander or libel, because slander
is not protected under free speech.
Slander and libel is very specific. You could consider slander and libel to be that, but you can't consider that to be slander or libel. You see what I'm saying? Like, slander or libel might fall under what you're talking about, but slander and libel is very specific. Like that's what I'm saying. My problem with what this is, it's way too vague. Like, some people might get offended if you say paint pictures of their religious figure.
Okay.
And that might be fighting words to them. Some people might get offended if you tell your mom a joke and take part in a game called the Dozens.
Are they intentionally directed toward another person? The intentionally venomous, intentionally malice, as to cause the hearer to suffer from emotional distress. Are you saying something to deliberately hurt his feelings?
That's
fighting words.
Yeah, but law and legal ramifications don't deal with intentions; they deal with actions. So how the hell are you supposed to legally determine someone's intent to begin with?
Oh no! The law does take in attention.
Well, the law does take intention into that's why they made like conspiracy. That's why they made conspiracy its own thing, because people were paying other people to do other stuff, right, and causing big problems. So intent does matter, but it's really fucking hard to prove intent. Like, it's like, if this whole thing is based off someone's intent, then it's basically useless.
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at, really. It's I'm saying the intention alone. You know, basing a legal issue of intent alone, you can't do that, really. Intent. You see, the law deals with the action and with the intent of the action. Okay, if it was intent alone, then we can't do it. This is why hate speech is so contentious with me, because it's literally trying to trying to delineate someone's intention.
Okay, so
it doesn't excuse you from reaching out and punching the guy. It doesn't excuse the assault, but it makes you liable for a lawsuit or even assault, to verbally assault somebody. You're not allowed to do that. Just like you're not allowed to lie about somebody. Or print lies.
I agree with that.
So what? I know who I am. How come you can sue a person for lying? What's the difference in that than intentionally trying to hurt another person that you know can't reach out and do anything to you? What's the difference?
What the hell?
She probably didn't know her mic was on or something like that when she played that.
So wait,
are you sure, Reuven?
So I'm wondering. Okay, so you can't say it to the person, but what if you print it out on a piece of paper and call it a newspaper? I mean, is it covered then?
That's where libel comes in, and you can print hate speech, yes. But it's fighting words are, I think, spoken. I think they have to be spoken. I think anything else is written is a whole different thing. And it has to be it has to be person to person, and done to cause distress. And making fun of your wife's size of her ass while laughing about it in front of the whole, bar or whatever, are fighting words. If they cause you, it's fighting words. It's words intentionally made to want to punch you, And it's a human weakness. Yes, we should get over it. My point is at least when you're face to face with somebody, you do have that element of respect that this person just might punch your nose. Someone get the kid out of here.
Reuven, I'm telling you, that was a voice modulator. Do you know that Rachel person? I'm willing to bet you that was not a girl. That was a guy, and he was using a voice modulator, and that was a troll. I called it early, though. I called it really early. Just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
I felt really uncomfortable, like with that person in here. I felt really weird. Like, now I can medicate in peace. Anybody mind if I do so on camera? On air?
I don't Reuven's room, so yeah.
I like to give him a moment to respond because his channel, his room, whatever. All right, you're a good man, Reuven.
All right, cool then, yeah. But the point of it really is that if they're intending to assault you, if they're intending to do so, I think that should be taken in terms of the court really, but depending upon the suit itself. But you can't make some like insulting someone. You can't make this into a legal issue because literally, the person could be lying about their intent and could be saying something along the lines of, "Oh no, I was angry and that just flew out of my mouth" or whatever, and he could be lying about that just to cover it up. But his intent could be to do just what you described. The point is that you can't bring someone to court for making you so mad that you want to punch them or whatever.
Why not? Why should it be legal for somebody to piss you off, just for the sake of pissing you off?
No, here's the thing.
It's the pursuit of happiness. Why should you get in the way of somebody else's happiness?
I agree with the notion of what you're saying. I agree. I completely agree with you in that the reason that I called this a monitor-shaped shield is because I literally can say anything I want to you, and unless you live nearby me and are able to get some information, you can't smash me in the face. I mean, yeah, that was my point in saying that. However, we have to, that sounds painful to your camera. We can't allow our emotions to get the better of us, and we have to get to a point, we have to make ourselves get to a point where we don't smash people over the head for saying something, even something completely horrible.
Sure.
Because the thing is that if you take someone to court, and all that bunch of stuff, and it is legitimate. His issue is to, of course, cause him harm and to cause him physical duress to the point where he actually reaches out and slap him. What's to stop that from setting a precedent for people like Tumblr-ettes to start suing Michael Moore because he said something that they didn't like about blacks that made them want to punch him?
See, it's a they thing. This is a person-to-person issue, legally defined anyway. It's not protected. It's all I'm saying. It's not. You're not free to speak like that to another human being. If it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and property, but pursuit of happiness is in there, If that is a liberty that each person has, what right do you have to take somebody else's happiness away from them, even if it's for a momentary kick or a thrill? What gives you the right to do that to them? What gives me the right? I'm not saying I'm not guilty.
Well, you just kind of answered your own question. You said what gives you the right to antagonize people so much that
It causes them distress.
yeah, it causes them distress for the sake of your own enjoyment. Well, what right do you have to take away their enjoyment to be able to do that in the first place?
Because you're not allowed to. It's under liberty. You don't have that right.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. It's fun for me to make you mad, so how dare you not? How dare you make me not make you mad?
What I do, I don't know what I.
Oh no, he was.
He's talking about me. In other words, I'm saying that it says I don't have the right to make you not happy for my own enjoyment. See, it's sort of an illogical cycle that you're sort of perpetuating.
You have the right to want to do it. You don't have the right to act on it, unless you want to go to a.
Your right to stop him from doing it is what gives him the right to do it, I guess, is what he's saying. You're saying that he doesn't have the right to make you stop having a good time. What if what if not giving you a good time is giving him a good time?
Then you don't.
And you stopping him from giving him a good time is breaking that same law.
People unhappy? See, they were happy without his presence.
I agree, and you know what? I'm also confusing myself just talking about this thing. Like my brain's starting to hurt at this point. But I really think there's something to this.
Yeah. I definitely agree that people shouldn't just go around insulting others and making others so mad that they don't want to touch them. I don't think that should happen really. But here's the thing. This is something you kind of can't enforce. You know, you can't enforce this through a legal precedent to do this, because people who want to do it are going to do it, even if there's a law against it. You know, I mean, the law doesn't stop people from stealing really, so you know, but we still have laws against slavery, mainly because, you know, it's a physical, tangible thing that's being stolen really. But what you're talking about is literally a tangible thing that requires that literally requires a sort of subjective frame of reference towards it. You know, what if there's an entire culture out there, for example, or entire subculture that then enjoys the reaction that they get from punching these people that make them so mad that they're punching them? You know, that they won't want to sue. They won't want to sue because they enjoy punching these people. You know, but yeah, it's kind of like that.
Well, and those people will probably eventually have to be put to death.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish fair fights were still a thing.
Kill them. You keep them from being that, or lock them up maybe. But even that's not humane. Get rid of them. Remove them from the planet. They don't need to be here. If they enjoy bringing others down and they enjoy taking somebody's life or their blood from their body or breaking their nose, and they continually do it, you got to get rid of them. If you can't treat them, get rid of them. Boom. Done. Liberty or death. That's why. That's the legal precedence right there.
They could be the ones to terraform Mars. Just launch them up to Mars and let them figure it out. Yeah, I know. We need another Australia, really.
You know, it's unfortunate, but they're kind of rare birds.
Does anyone else wish fair fights were still a thing?
I mean, the UFC is kind of cool.
Yeah, boxing. You got to have the mob vote on it, and it's legal.
There's been so many instances where, like, I guess fighting words were uttered, and I would have much rather had a fair fight than, like, try to sue the guy.
Well, the thing is that the reason why I'm sort of bringing this up as such a contentious issue really is mainly because I'm just seeing such a sort of precedent with various liberals nowadays who are literally just engaging in anti-free speech. They don't want the word nigger to be uttered in any other sentence, otherwise it's going to be labeled racist. Even though there are black publications that even though there are black people that publish using the word and an analysis of what the difference is between a nigger and a black person. Well, what's going to happen to those guys? Are they going to go to fucking prison? I seriously doubt it, but, this is a type of slippery slope that's starting to happen now.
Fighting word's been around a long time, man.
Night.
Long time.
Good night.
Good. Wow, there's a lot of new people.
Yeah, it's probably the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went, by the way, for the record, I went to her profile or his profile, something like that, and, oh yeah, he's coming back, yeah, whatever. And the profile wasn't really available. I tried, it seemed to be hidden, very much hidden. So yeah.
When I said I think you're using a voice modulator and I think I'm being trolled, I didn't say that person's name. When that person said what, they fucking knew I was talking to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, good point
they
there.
knew I was talking about them, and they also knew what a fucking voice modulator was. You're not going to tell me that someone comes in here sounding like a 7-year-old. They didn't necessarily, what they said didn't necessarily sound like brilliant, but they didn't sound like a goddamn words of a 7-year-old. I called that one right from the start. You know what? I want some of these. I want some. I want some.
I used to get on the CB when I was like 11 and talk to truckers, and after a while it got kind of creepy because I'm an 11-year-old kid and they started thinking I was a woman. I remember this old man, he called himself Horny Toad. Break 19 got your ears on? He goes, "It's the Horny Toad." Oh, hi. It's like, meet me on channel 3. So I move over to channel 3. It's Horny Toad. Are you Horny Toad too? It's like, oh, not good. He goes, "You on your daddy's CB, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah." Get off that thing. Horny Toad.
I remember my grandfather had a CB. He had a huge setup. He had like an actual radio tower out in the barnyard, and it was hilarious listening to the truckers like alert other truckers that there are cops and other random shit like that. Oh, there's a weighing station. Let's just avoid all that.
He thought you were a concrete blonde.
What? Oh yeah, I think so.
That's awesome. At least he probably wasn't like a pedo, though. It wasn't that kind of a thing.
No, probably. I doubt it. A little lesson about the real world there. I don't know. I didn't mean to get heated earlier, but I guess I'm a little passionate about bullies. You know, I don't like them. I mean, everyone goes through it. It's like, yeah, but it's unnecessary. Really. Don't you think? I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
I don't know. I personally love bullies.
Why?
Because I'm rather big myself and fit, and I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm rather intelligent, and it doesn't usually affect me what bullies say. So I usually just kind of laugh at them and pat them on the head.
I don't know, man. I wasn't laughed. I couldn't laugh and pat a lot of these guys in my youth.
Has anyone seen Transcendence yet?
Started watching Man from Earth.
Did you like it so far?
Yes, I do. It's a well put together movie because it flows it's done in real time. I like that. It draws you in. I got about halfway through and then we turned it off. Watch the rest of it tomorrow night. And I like it. It's pretty good. Thanks for it's on YouTube for free, y'all. It's called The Man from Earth. Stars is good. It's the Stars channel, STAR at Z, is doing it a free thing for YouTubers. So check it out. Good film.
See if I can.
And it's got 2 Star Trek folk in there. Some Paramount guys. Get Dr. Phlox, who's the alien doctor in Star Trek Enterprise. You've got another fellow who's been everything you could ever expect. He played I can't think of his name right now. Countless new generation Star Trek films and a lot of other films too. Good flick. Good flick.
I posted the link to it, yeah.
Has anybody ever watched the Stanley Kubrick film 2001: Space Odyssey?
Yep, love it.
You ever hear any of Robert Eggers' work on it? He does a lot of steganography and encrypted messages, encrypted symbols used in the film, and how the monolith itself is actually the movie screen.
No, I've never really looked into it.
The message itself is the medium. The change in the Stargate sequence, but certain other things apply, that it's the movie screen, the whole thing. There are a lot of clues. You'll see the Earth facing one way, the sun being on one side of the screen, the next shot it's on the other. There are like complete impossibilities and anomalies in the whole film, and it was all bringing you to the realization that the movie screen is the image. It was and he's done a lot of work on it. He's done a lot of other films, but he's a big Kubrick film fan. Next time you watch it, consider sitting in the theater looking at a black rectangular object singing to you, and it'll change the way you look at the movie forever, man. Wow.
I'll have to rewatch it with that in mind. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
This is not nearly as deep as what you just said, and I kind of feel a bit silly saying it, but anyone who hasn't watched it, The Usual Suspects is a completely different movie the second time you watch it. It's a lot of fun in that way.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it either, now that you say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to explain that statement. Like, if you haven't seen it...
Wait, is that the one where? Okay, I don't want to give it away. Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
Kaiser
Okay.
Soul.
Yes, that's the one where Kevin Spacey...
Yes. He really broke in with that movie, didn't he? That was his big movie that gave him stardom, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty old now. I would think so.
Yeah, but which one really caused the Kevin Spacey stir? Was it that one? Because he was brilliant in that.
The character itself was brilliant.
It was a good...
Yeah, it was. You know, a movie that really got to my heart was Kill Bill.
Nah.
Particularly the first one.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had a whole new respect for... I did not like Quentin Tarantino movies until I saw that.
Really?
I did not like them. I did not get it. I was one of the few people in that theater that didn't laugh when the kid's head gets blown off. You know, I just did not get the movie at all. Didn't get it. It took years later for me to understand.
You get it, right? You get it now, right? Like, you can laugh when that kid's head... Right? I know it's a weird thing to say, but no, it's... And of course... But it's funny, and then the way John Travolta reacts.
Inglourious Basterds did it for me. That's when I knew that he was up there with... I'd say he's up there with Kubrick just on that one alone, on that one movie.
I'm sort of let down by Inglourious Basterds.
Huh? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know if it's just me, but Jello, I can't hear you.
Yeah, unfortunately, you cut out, and I really wanted to hear what you had
now.
Yeah, that's better.
You can hear me now? Okay. I was really let down by that movie. I was in a movie theater like almost a year before, and I saw a preview for it, and I said, "Oh my God, I gotta see this!" And I expected so much, and I thought it was going to be really gory and violent, and it was good. If it had been anyone else but Tarantino, I would have thought it was brilliant. But being that it was a Tarantino flick, I was a bit let down. And that's as negative as I love the movie. I did love the movie. That's as negative as I can talk about that movie.
I don't know. The Bear Jew needs twice as many scenes.
That's what I'm saying. Right there. That is, and if the Bear Jew had twice as many scenes, would that movie not have been a lot more gory?
Yes.
There's a fractal narrative in that movie as well, because the whole movie is set up around seeing a movie where the Nazis are burned, and it's called the Giant Face. Remember, it said the Revenge of the Giant Face. Well, you'll notice there are very poignant times when the screen fills up with one person's face looking at you, and it's in an accusatory manner when he's directly looking at the camera. One is the Nazi right before he's about to die, but from every person out there, it was someone looking at a Nazi. But when they were but they were in camera, they're looking at the audience. When Mary or when Shoshana looks down at the at Goebbels' whore. He looks at her in an accusatory manner. There are a few times when a giant face appears, and at the end, that giant face is burning Nazis to death in the movie theater. This is the revenge of the Jew. And what I wanted you to know, the Jew whose face who brought this on you, you know, or something like that. And it's got such a fractal. There's a fractal narrative to it. I'm working on it. I have a film analysis. I've got 4 pages I've written on it. I'm still working the whole thing out because I've got bits and pieces of it on my computer. I want to get it together before I post it on YouTube. But it's there's a lot of tricks to that movie. A lot of tricks. The fireplaces where the major goes in to meet what's his name? The British guy in World War II. Oh, what's his name? Oh, fudge.
Wait.
Prime Minister. The
Churchill?
Churchill. Good night. I have to be quiet. I'm trying to control other things. Yeah, he talks to Churchill. You notice the fireplaces look suspiciously similar, or look big enough just to fit a man into, and it's all in black and red motif. There's 6 fireplaces in one room. What's that about? Each of them a person could fit in. Laying down. Yeah, a lot of tricks in that film. That'll play with your brain.
Yeah,
I like deconstructing good movies like that. A director that thinks in those ways conveys an underlying message that your subconscious will get, but not the conscious mind. Anyway, I'll shut up about it now. Good flick, go see it.
I want to say I think Tarantino's gotten better, like in his last few movies. I think largely, predominantly over his span of work. He's better. He's a better director when he doesn't have 100% creative control. Because there are a lot of wacky choices that it puts me off in some of his movies.
That's funny. I like the way you put that. He's good when someone else has the reins, is what you're really saying.
Well, yeah, it's not so much if someone else is controlling it, but like there's someone there to like slap his hand if he went a little too crazy. Like, everything doesn't need to be a Western.
Hold on, real quick. You guys were talking earlier about a Tarantino film and some guy getting shot in the face. Were you guys talking about Pulp Fiction or another Tarantino film?
No, that was it. Pulp Fiction.
Okay, yeah. That actually, I gotta say that was like my favorite scene because it was just so it was just so fucked up, and out of the blue, I just laughed my ass off, especially with the reaction and the way they were doing so. I mean, I just couldn't stop laughing at that scene.
Yeah, like Brother John said, he was the only one in the theater not laughing. Everyone else was there to see a Quentin Tarantino flick, and he wanted to see a movie. And there is a big difference between a Quentin Tarantino flick and a movie.
I did like the fact that the good guy got away with the girl. I did like Bruce Willis's character. That was like the glimmer of hope.
Really? Was he the good guy? Was he the good guy, or was he an anti-hero? Right? Because I mean, he makes a deal with the mob boss to like call a fight, and then he winds up killing the guy in the fight. And then, remember when he meets up with the mob boss, he goes, "Oh, I'm going to get myself out of this. I'm going to run over the mob boss." I mean, like I think anti-hero is the best thing you can possibly say about Bruce Willis's character.
Let me just put things into perspective here. Batman is an anti-hero.
I agree. I agree, and Batman is a lot better of a dude than Bruce Willis's character was.
Yeah, no, but my point is to still be a hero while being an anti-hero.
Okay, but there isn't anything that he did in that movie that wasn't completely selfish.
Well, Batman's entire crusade is completely selfish too, so...
No, he sacrifices himself a lot.
No, but the entire reason behind his crusade is selfish. You know,
Maybe so, but he still like
America-
does a lot of self-sacrifice along the way. There's nothing self-sacrificing about Bruce Willis. Like
Yeah,
he's even lying to a mob boss to get some run money.
yeah, but that doesn't make an anti-hero or a hero. A hero can be completely selfish in the reasons that they do so, like Booster Gold, for example, and he's still a hero.
Okay, I would agree with that. I was saying why he wasn't nearly as good of a guy as Batman. And you were saying that Batman was an anti-hero. I'm like, yeah, he was. I have a hard time calling him a hero. He's an anti-hero at best. He's probably a lot worse than an anti-hero. I don't really think of Bruce Willis's character as a good guy. I don't really think that movie had a good guy.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's what I liked about that movie. Who needs a fucking good guy just because we want an action movie?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. There is no good guy in Pulp Fiction. And that was the point you were trying to make. Then I would agree with you. But you know, I thought that the point you were trying to make was that oh, Bruce Willis isn't a hero; he's an anti-hero. It's completely different from that. You know, I was saying actually, like there are all kinds of heroes and anti-heroes that have selfish and selfless reasons and whatever. You know, it's all from a more ambiguity. Too bad DC Comics isn't exactly known for ambiguity in their characters.
Yeah, it's hard to relate true humanism in a comic book. You know what I mean? Like, here's a really flawed individual. Yeah, I don't like that character. I don't like that character at all.
You guys are talking about a movie that has no heroes in it, and I'm trying to remember what's the movie where there's like this magician and he's gotten in bed with the mob, and I guess he fucks over the mob, and then they hire all these different mercenaries to kill him.
I have no clue, but I love magic. Like, you're talking about, like, stage magic, right? Illusions?
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So, if you find out what this movie is, I'd love to know.
God, how did I forget it?
Sounds like real quick. It sounds like the plot outline a bit for The Illusionist, and I thought that movie was just awesome.
That can't be The Illusionist.
And I know that it's not The Illusionist, but what he's describing sounds kind of similar to The Illusionist, except it's sort of in reverse order. If you change a little bit of what he said and reverse it around here, you know, it sounds like The Illusionist. And I don't know why people don't like that movie.
Oh, here, if
There's
you guys
one with the twin brothers, and there's one with the teleportation machine. Which is which? The Illusionist and the Prestige.
The Prestige was Christian Bale.
Okay, so that was the one with the teleportation machine?
Right. Tesla.
Okay, so the other one was the one about the two twins, right?
With Ralph Norton. No, the twins were in the Tesla movie with.
Okay, so that was both the Prestige.
Yeah. The Illusionist was, what's his name? Ralph Norton, who was in The Incredible Hulk and a bunch of other movies. Anyway, that's where that took place in like the 1800s as well, something like that.
Yeah, I know. They both came out at like the same time, and they both take place in the same time, and I can't. I think I was remembering two different movies, but no, apparently I was remembering one movie. No clue what I'm talking about. That's where basically it comes down to.
Now you do.
Kind of. I still don't know what the other fucking movie is. Like, I cannot remember the plot for The Illusionist now at all.
The plot from The Illusionist was just a mind fuck, really. I mean, personally, I don't think that there was a main plot to that movie. It was just fucking with a lot of people, and I just love movies that just fuck with people. And I think that's why it got so many great so many poor reviews from a lot of people because for some reason people don't like movies that fuck with them.
You want to talk about a movie that'll fuck with you? Ever see The Naked Lunch?
No, I haven't. I want to see that one. What's it about?
It's Um, Geez, where do I begin? Yeah, there's a lot of surrealism in it. It's irreverent. It's pseudo-sexual. It's almost like a detective movie at the same time. Guy
Oh,
writing.
oh, real quick, that reminds me, Cerberus, did you ever see the Serbian film?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you ever see that Serbian film?
A Serbian film. I've never seen a film made in Serbia.
No, the Serbian film is what I mean.
There's a film called Serbia.
There's here. I'll give you the Wikipedia.
Hey, if Idol Smasher,
Apparently, it's
like,
called the Serbian film. You're not paying attention.
I guess. Idol Smasher, if you like like deconstructing Tarantino films, you should watch that video.
I don't normally like deconstructing.
Sorry about that. I was actually right. It's called a Serbian film. So my bad. There you go. Yeah, somebody recommended this movie to you when you say you don't like blood and gore and all that stuff. I mean, this movie is extremely fucked up. I mean, just to give you some reference, this movie, when it appeared on Demonoid, people watched it, and people on Demonoid were literally calling for this movie to be taken down on the forums, and that never happens on there. That's like the first film that was so vile, even Demonoid didn't want to have it. And by the way, Demonoid isn't like known for like showing like really violent sort of films that are sexual in nature, really, but if they're sexually suggestive films and all that stuff, and they're really gory. I mean, The Human Centipede didn't get this reaction from Demonoid. Let me just put it that way.
So wait, you're telling me it's worse than torture porn? That's what you're telling me.
No, it's not worse. It's just so fucking disgusting. It'll just make you just go, oh god, man, I wish I hadn't seen that. And but yeah.
So do you have a link?
Yeah, I put a Wikipedia link down there. You can just listen to the description and you'll just see it.
Is it subtitles? Like, it's not actually a foreign film, is it?
It is a foreign film though, but there are actually subtitles for it. But anyways, the description is it's a 2010 Serbian erotic thriller film, and it says it tells the story of a financially struggling porn star who agrees to participate in an art film only to discover that he has been drafted into a snuff film with child rape and necrophilic themes. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds kind of awful.
Oh, you have no fucking clue, man. I mean, I was watching it and I just fucking stopped like halfway through and just deleted the goddamn thing because it's like, wow, shit.
I've seen some horrible shit, and I kind of like a lot of horrible movies, but like, I never saw The Human Centipede. I got it. I understand, and I'm not anything like that.
Yeah, same here. Just watching the trailer was enough to me saying, nope, not gonna watch that.
Oh, really?
I had a watch Human Centipede, and I can understand from. I like gore, but I don't need that kind of psychological.
Yeah.
Oh, I've completely deconstructed The Human Centipede.
I'm sure they thank you for it.
Do you know why they put the guy at the front of the centipede?
No, and I don't want to know.
No, I mean they don't ever tell you, but it's kind of a joke. It's because a guy takes it seriously enough that if he was in the middle, was going to be forced to eat someone else's, shit, he would just rip off his lips. And that would completely ruin the movie.
Oh God, man, seriously, you're making me sick. Stop. Like I said, I don't know and I don't want to know, but thank you for letting me know, and now it's in my fucking mind. Thank you very much.
Right, you didn't know anything about
No, no, no. I thought, like I said, I saw the trailer, and that was enough to get me to know that I don't want to know.
it? I never even saw the trailer. I had friends that saw it and told me about it. I'm like, I'm cool.
And it's one of those movies that isn't like it's not outright a terrible film. Like its filmography's good, but
It
it's one of
doesn't have
those.
to be a terrible film.
Yeah,
It is
it's
what
one
it
of those movies that if someone gets tricked into watching, and they're hurt by it, and then they have to share their pain by making other people watch it.
Well, yeah, it's basically Two Girls, One Cup. It's a
Yeah.
really long Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh man, you know what? I saw that shit, and I was like, why is everyone's reaction so fucking disgusted by this? I mean, this shit is absolutely fucking fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Two
Anyone-
Girls, One Cup look pretty darn fake to me.
Anyone who looks at that shit, it's like, really? It's like, this is your reaction? I mean,
You know,
the only thing that did was
people are not skeptical.
the only thing that did was raise my eyebrow, and that was it.
I mean, the idea grossed me out enough for Two Girls, One Cup to gross me out, while I was pretty sure that it was bullshit.
For the record here, I was eating a hamburger when it was going on, and I ate it all the way through the movie. I was like, yep, that was shit.
You didn't even have the mental image, really?
No.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I was talking about how I was pretty sure it was bullshit in a chat room, and there's this one really flaming gay, and he was like, you know, Jello, I can tell you from personal experience.
So you cut off there.
Oh, sorry. He said, how far did I get?
You said I can tell you from personal experience.
I can tell you from personal experience, the things you can do with chocolate frosting in a piping bag are amazing. If you don't know what a piping bag is, it's what a chef or a baker uses to put the decorations on a cake.
I know. I know what a piping bag is really.
Right.
And the thing is I was eating. I was eating the thing all the way through, and after I was done eating, you know, I just continued to watch the rest of it. I was like, that's it.
Okay. Well, you know, try the same thing. Try eating chocolate soft serve ice cream while you're watching it.
You know what? Somebody suggested that to me, and I did, and I was like, I still don't get it.
I don't know. The mental imagery was enough for me. I didn't buy it, and I was still kind of grossed.
I know, but the thing that really gets me though is that my friend Nick does found the Human Centipede to be a pretty interesting film. Yet Gravity as a film just scared the fuck out of him. It's like, really? It's like you don't. It's like the Human Centipede didn't totally disgust you, but Gravity really made you like scared.
You know, it takes all types to make a world, man.
I mean, yeah, Gravity as a film was just like really. It kept me on the edge, wondering what the fuck was going to happen next. But that was it.
I don't know. I mean, Gravity made me scared. I was all like, George Clooney, no, don't leave me here with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, Samara. Yeah, her acting wasn't too good, but then again, in a situation like that per se, you know, I mean, I don't know really. I mean, you know, the dialogue wasn't good. That's all I can say about it. In other words, the dialogue just wasn't good. But you know, a situation like that, you don't expect the dialogue to be good.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't watch Sandra Bullock movies. Yeah, not a fan.
Well, if you want to explore a what if scenario, what would happen if a bunch of astronauts per se were were fixing a satellite? You know, all of a sudden space debris starts getting hit and then going around the planet in orbit or whatever. If you want to see that sort of what would happen, then check it out. It's actually pretty good.
Well, I mean, you know, the Tom Hanks movie covered, you know, disaster in space and Apollo, whatever.
13.
Yeah, that too. Thank you. My point is that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, good movie with a good actor about kind of the same topic. Maybe not exactly the same topic, but pretty close.
Oh, who here liked Prometheus?
I liked it, but I think that the reason why it got so many, so many rotten reviews by a lot of people was mainly because there was just way too much symbolism going on in it that people just didn't understand. I mean, it was a heavily symbolic movie, and there were a lot of things in there that had symbolic meaning in it.
Seemed like some dude just stroking off to his own religious fantasy.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. That's a fair assessment. Like, if you had a criticism for it, I would probably say that.
As such, I thought it sucked, thought it was boring, thought it was dumb. I've seen a lot of people try to justify silly beliefs. Not impressed.
Oh, Reuven liked it. I liked it. I was going to see if you guys knew that it was actually a prequel to the Alien series.
Yeah, I know that.
I thought that was really cool. That I found out those big guys that are in that movie are the same big guys that they find in the original film.
Oh, no, that's not actually the case.
Oh no, it is. It's like the only link. Those are the same people that made the aliens.
No, it's not. It's like a completely different planet, actually.
It's not the only link. You see aliens in the movie.
Well, yeah, but it is a completely different planet.
Not
But
the only link.
it's the same race. That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, that's what you were saying. You were saying the same race. Okay, my bad. I thought you were saying that the people the ship that they found that crashed or whatever, that's the same ship that showed up in the Aliens movie. I thought you were talking about that. I was saying no, that's not the case.
Now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help myself anymore.
I mean, it's one thing for it to be a matter of interpretation, you know, such as in not actually naming off the planet, sort of leaving things to sort of the person rather to the viewer to sort of make it up as he goes along and all that stuff. But you know, details like that are actually kind of shown really. So you know, I don't get why people keep saying that, oh, it's not consistent with the Aliens film because and the argument goes that this is the same ship that they went on to or whatever. I'm saying, no, it's not, because it's not on the same planet. So yeah, there's one thing to like jab about like to talk about how this part isn't consistent, that part isn't consistent in terms of factuality, and then there's another thing to say that it's all interpretive, you know.
Well, you're talking about an Aliens movie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fiction. There's nothing factual about it.
I mean factual as in it follows the continuity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they're gonna have fuck ups. You gotta allow for some, but yeah, you gotta expect. You have to have some standard too, right?
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, when I'm talking about factuality,
Right. Yeah, I took it the wrong way. That was dumb of me. That was my bad.
No, it's quite all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking kind of ambiguous because I thought that everyone knew I was talking about. I guess not.
I should have. I should have.
It's quite alright, you know. Oh, hey, in gaming news, did you hear about the parents that sold their children to support their gaming habit?
Really? How much are they worth? I got a beautiful blonde 12-year-old.
Don't judge me, man. Don't judge me.
Exactly. Don't judge me, man. I got a terrible habit, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't play WoW. If I did, I'd play it with my kid. I love him. He's great.
And there's-
But really, how much is a kid worth nowadays?
I really don't know. I saw the video. I didn't check it out per se yet. But I meant to get it to today, but I just didn't. At least not yet. Anyways, I just thought about it and say, hey, that's right. I got this video I wanted to check out. You know.
I'm kind of a prick about this one. Be sure to check it before you even bother handing it to me.
Oh, okay. All right.
If that's some crap, you know what I mean? My girlfriend, I'm always yelling at her for this. She tells me some outlandish shit, and I'm like, check your sources. Oh, that's a Tea Partier thing. Sorry. You know, it's just like what was it the other day? She's Queen Elizabeth in home, and before I even finished opening my mouth, she goes, sorry, it's the Onion, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. You know what? I just checked out the article to see what it was. It apparently comes from Kotaku.com. And that. Hold on for a second. Sorry about that. It's coming from Kotaku.com, and they're basing this off of a off of a Japanese website. It's in Japanese. I've got the translation here. But anyways, here it is. It says in Zhongshan City, after the couple married there on 94th birth, I guess they're referring to, I don't know, kind of weird translation. Anyways, because of inability to raise even twice-selling children, police later found his father because the child turned out to be sold for money to buy games online and equipment, such as parents of small code have to say. Japanese translation, so you do not assume their own responsibility, not mental maturity. It's just kind of a weird, translation, man. It's kind of hard to tell this, but it's at least from the translation I can get here.
Wild.
Did you see the Planet of the Apes movie that just came out? Anybody?
Yeah.
Don't spoiler. No spoiler. No spoiler.
Yeah, I've literally got it on my computer here, but I haven't watched it yet. So yeah.
You found a good cam of it on a torrent site, or?
I got it from the torrent site. So yeah.
How good's the cam quality?
Oh no, it's not a cam. It's a Blu-ray rip.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. I know what I'm looking at tonight.
Yeah. It was released from what was it? It was I think it was a Blu-ray rip from another country or whatever, because movies they release to Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, in countries at different times. They don't release simultaneously for some weird ass reason.
I just remember the name of that movie I was talking about with the mercenaries and the magician, Smoking Aces.
Ah, Smoking Aces. It's assassins.
Yeah.
And then the magician is like in like the witness protection program, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then all the assassins are. It's like a buttload of assassins are sent to hit him. And there's this like one like chick with this like bionic eye and shit. Yeah, good movie.
What movie was that?
Smoking Aces.
Huh, okay. Haven't heard of that one.
Aces was the name of the card magician that is in the witness protection program that every.
Is that the one somebody mentioned earlier that had the mafia? people after him?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Most of the movie really centers around an elevator ride.
Yeah, a lot takes place during that elevator ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite the elevator ride. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm kind of saying it in a minimalistic way. Sorry about that.
And it seems lately a lot of the TV series have been outdoing the movies, in my opinion.
There have been some crazy good TV series lately. I've
Anybody
been
seen
telling everybody to watch Wilfred.
Which one?
Wilfred.
I have not seen that one yet. I'll add that to my list.
It's amazing. Like, if you like weirdness, it's amazing.
I've heard good things about it, though.
It's really weird. Like, I mean, if weirdness isn't your thing, you're not going to like it.
Ha! I'll try it. Has anybody seen True Detective? It's kind of like an really underbilled show, I think.
It was brilliant.
They said season 2 is going to be even more crazy. One of the interviews they were having with the producers.
I like the idea of doing episodic series, but only making the.
You broke up there a little bit. Sorry.
I like the idea of making the episodic series, but making the series only one season long. That way, you can get actors like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey to do, 16 episodes? I mean, that series was so much better than if it had been a movie.
Sounds like Fargo's done that way.
Yeah.
That's another really good series, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
I've tried to watch it. I got through a whole episode, but I couldn't really even start episode 2. Is it really good?
I would recommend it, yeah. You really got to give it till about halfway through to get rolling. Kind of a slow start.
Yeah, the movie was kind of that way too, but I got it. I dug it.
I don't know. I loved watching it just for what's his name messing with people.
Billy Bob.
Do you guys have like Midwestern relatives, or do you live in the Midwest? Because if you have some context, then Fargo makes a lot of sense.
Like, do you consider Illinois to be the Midwest?
Who?
Do you consider Illinois to be the Midwest?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, is there any characters?
You don't say.
Is there any characters from the movie Fargo that make maybe even a cameo appearance on the show, or?
It's the exact same story.
Exact same story? Okay. I've heard of the show, but I haven't seen the.
It's not the exact same story.
It builds on like 20 years later, or whatever the timeline is.
It's like the same story, but it's not the exact same story.
Oh,
Well, I don't want to. I hate spoilers, but the movie Fargo is really old. What do you think?
Oh, I watched the movie Fargo before.
Yeah, but other people may not. This is live, and I'm gonna be talking about a movie, and I'm going to be but I've only seen one. The thing is, the show is a lot fresher and newer, and I've only seen one episode, so I don't think I can really do that much for spoilers, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of feel bad about the movie, but I mean, I got to say where I think it's different. And
it's different, but there's intertwinement.
What?
It's different, but there is intertwinement between the storylines.
Oh well, I think what I said is pretty close. Where it's it's like a different telling of the same story almost. Because like in the movie, the dude's looking to hire somebody to kill his wife. In the show, the dude goes off and kills his wife. So I mean, it's definitely different.
Yeah, I agree. It's different.
I mean, I've always wanted to check that show out because I love that movie. I mean, I kind of like almost everything that the Coen brothers produce. That with the Big Lebowski, that kind of.
If you love the movie, then you'll probably very much love the show.
All right, yeah, I'll check it out. What channel? I think was it FX?
You know what? I don't know.
I think so, but don't quote me on it.
Okay, yeah.
I watch most of my shows on demand, so I just like look for the title of the show in alphabetical order. So I don't know what channel it's on.
Oh, okay. You guys big on movies or?
I'm bigger on TV.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody follow the Game of Thrones series or books? No spoilers for the books, though.
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
There's some spoilers for the show. There's a lot of penises in it. There's gonna be more penises. There's a lot of penises yet to come.
South Park.
Penis.
You gotta sing the song, though. Come on now.
Is it not true though? Like I know, yeah, South Park, not original. I know, but is it wrong? Is it wrong?
That is like Spartacus or one of those shows.
It's not like Spartacus. There's way more penises in this show. I think there is. Maybe I'm being big.
There is, but it's not like it's all about the penis. Like it's.
Well, I agree. They went way overboard with that in South Park. You're right, but there is a lot of them. Like I mean, a lot of them.
That's what happens when HBO or Showtime or one of those types makes a show. They can get away with it.
Yeah, they can get away with it.
You won't see that on FX or AMC or one of those.
We scared Rob
I
off.
remember when they first showed a dude's butt on TV. It was like one of those cop shows, and it was a shower scene. He was getting out of the shower, and they showed his ass. And I was like, in one of those other cop shows, they said shit on TV, and it was a huge thing, and it was such a huge thing, they made an episode on South Park about them saying shit on TV. And the episode of South Park, they said shit on TV like 200 times.
Yeah, they kept a counter in the
yeah.
That's funny. Well, it's like they show a breast and, it gets rated R, but they show somebody getting disemboweled and it's PG-13 maybe, That's kind of funny. The whole sexual taboo.
I don't know. All I got to say is if they kill the dwarf, I'm done.
That seems to be the most common theme.
Like, I liked lots of characters that they killed. And I kind of like that they did it, so it makes it seem like characters aren't completely safe.
Yeah, that's actually a nice twist compared to most Hollywood styles where, the main characters are pretty much immune.
Yeah, it's like the dwarf's the last one I like, and if he dies, then I have no characters I like. So I mean,
They develop a couple of them really well coming up later on. So it's the way the producer or the writer said is characters some are bad become good, some are good become bad, and most of them are both different aspects.
The only character I like at this point is the one who had his penis cut off.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. The
how
guy
do you
that
not
did
like
it
the
is a
dwarf?
fascinating character too.
How about that? The first episode when you when you girls
Spoiler.
carry her off. That was good stuff. I could watch that scene over and 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 over. So
Has anybody seen House of Cards?
is that the
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't yet. I'm totally gonna binge watch that fucker.
I like how they do an entire season at one day. They just released the entire season. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, man, they knew they knew their audience, man. They knew there were assholes like me out there that want to binge watch that stuff. And people that don't want to binge watch that stuff, it doesn't affect you at all. You want to watch one episode
Exactly.
every day after work because that's all you have time for? That is not a problem for you.
Yeah, I did the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, been binge watching over 2 weekends until I got caught up with the TV show.
There you go. There's a lot of us that like to do that, man. Like it's a thing now. Like it's a real thing. And Netflix figured it out, man. Figured it out fairly early.
I think I did I forget how many episodes, 80 or whatever it was for Battlestar Galactica. I did it in 1 month, 3 or 4 weekends, just for my sun up, sun down, 3-4 days in a row every weekend.
Oh, I feel sorry for you
It was a blast.
if you watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't really like how it ended. I won't do any spoilers for anybody who's watching the live, but it was pretty cool up till the last season, maybe.
Yeah,
I watched 2.5 seasons of Dexter in one sitting.
Holy
Dexter's
crap!
okay, but Battlestar Galactica, the whole season that was basically just the trial, I could live with forgetting that forever.
I won't disagree with you there.
Damn it! You said
The
all
new
that now.
series that just started. Crap, I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's about a Middle Eastern country where the brother goes to visit his other brother that's ruling the country. Not the dictator. It's what the heck is it called? Ruthless? No. Crap.
Oh, is that Tyrant?
Tyrant. Yes, that is actually really well done so far. They're only on episode 3 or 4, but they've done a pretty damn good job on that show.
Did anybody watch Kings?
I'm not familiar with that one.
I wanted to watch it because it had the dude. I believe it had. It was the one that had the dude from Deadwood. Did you see Deadwood?
No, I didn't.
Deadwood's my favorite series ever, I think.
Okay.
It's
check
about
it out.
the town of Deadwood. Is it Deadwood, North Dakota? I think it's North Dakota. Anyway, it's a Western series done on HBO. Crazy good. Crazy good. And in many ways historically accurate. If you get the DVD series, they talk about ways that it's historically accurate, and they also talk about ways that, like, they merged like two characters into one character for the well, in another place they actually made one character into two different characters just to make the show work. But that's creative liberty, right? Like, they got to do shit like that. Good series.
All right, I just bookmarked it. Thanks.
And it's only 3 seasons, and the last season's like really short.
I have a question. It seemed like, the show everybody, like almost the whole world, was talking about last year, of course, was Breaking Bad. I enjoyed the series, but do you guys think it's mostly like hyped up a little bit too much? Like, I loved it, but
Did you love it or did you like it?
I love it.
I
But
think I liked it.
you liked it. I didn't like it as much as I did The Sopranos because
Sopranos was brilliant.
yeah, I love The Sopranos. That was just
That's what I'm saying. Did you really love it or did you like it? I think maybe you really liked it.
I really I really liked it. It's like
That's not love.
It doesn't have that place like Sopranos has like a place in my heart. Like, it's not leaving. There's no show gonna replace that for me. The Sopranos were, and it's mostly due to the fact of nostalgia because I grew up. I used to. I lived in Newark, for like 7 years.
It's not though. It's not mostly that.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
But it's not that because it's so much better of a show. It is just so much better of a show. I like My Neighbor. I really like My Neighbor. In fact, I really, really like My Neighbor. But I love My Girl, and they don't compare. My Neighbor does not compare with My Girl in the slightest way.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that, like, The Sopranos. I had this, growing up, and it was cool. But you're right. I feel like it's a much more brilliant show. And Breaking Bad, I really liked it. Like, I can't say like and it was hard for me to nitpick that show because there's a lot of things that just it's a really good series. But I love The Sopranos. You can't.
My son's 12, and his mom and I battled for several years about what he can watch and what he can't watch, and I guess I kind of have a live and let live kind of mentality. And the way I say it with him is like, look, your mom and I have different rules and things with her place that you can't watch her with that doesn't mean I don't want to be able to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said my piece, and he just doesn't get to watch just everything around here. But, he gets to watch Breaking Bad. The whole, he's 12. Anyway. Brings up Breaking Bad. I keep wanting to say, that to him. Like, I don't want him to watch The Sopranos, and I really hope his mom doesn't get enough taste to recommend it to him.
No, I mean,
in a couple of years, I'll be telling him he's got to watch The Sopranos for sure.
Oh yeah. But what I'll do say about Breaking Bad was I like The Wire, but Breaking Bad kind of took that spot. If I would have to rank my favorite, it's hard for me to rank. But if I were to make a rank of my favorite television series, I would put Breaking Bad over The Wire. I don't know if you would agree with that. It's just I like I think it's cool. It's it's in The Wire. It was a good. I liked it too, but it's just that I liked Breaking Bad a little bit more. Have you watched The Wire?
I haven't. No.
You haven't. It's really good. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it's not like it didn't make me like it. I was relatively young, so I wasn't really into that whole stage where I just dissected every scene. But like I bought I recently bought The Sopranos. I recently like this. This is like I'm very into I don't know. Like I there's things that I see now that I didn't see 4 or 5 years ago in TV shows. I mean, I guess if I rewatch The Wire, I might find those things, but it's just,
I
when you're
rewatched Oz and The Sopranos last year, and I was so glad that I had.
yeah. Like I might even like I like The Sopranos so much that I'm probably gonna rewatch it within the year because
Tony Soprano died and all.
yeah. Well, yeah, it kind of led me to that. Or are you talking about the actor, or are you talking about
the actor?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the guy. I'm not saying the guy show. I don't give spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. James Gandolfini, he was good. But you guys were talking about Game of Thrones. That show is a show I haven't started yet, mainly because I cannot afford HBO as of yet, and I can't really. I can't find anywhere to watch it. I just can't.
Try Pirate Bay or Extra Torrent.
Oh yeah, Pirate Bay. Oh, thank you. Jeez, I totally forgot about Pirate Bay. I thought.
How the fuck can you forget about Pirate Bay?
I don't know. I haven't used Pirate Bay in such a long time.
Is it because there's literally nothing on Pirate Bay that's worth watching, or what?
Wow, like, okay, like, me and my girlfriend just moved in. I just moved into my girlfriend's, like, place.
For the record here, we're live, just so you know.
Huh?
Just so you know that we're live, so everything you're saying is being recorded. I mean, I don't care. I'll say I use torrents all day fucking long. I don't give a shit. Really. But,
Well, I'm being very vague.
Like, I don't use torrents, nor do I approve of this message.
Yes. No, I don't. Screw that. No, I'm saying I moved into my girlfriend's house, and I guess she has. I'm using her Netflix. I'm using all this. I'm getting access to things that I never thought I could, because I'm not saying I grew up in a poor family, but we weren't like we haven't had like all the I never had Netflix till this year. I never had I would usually buy seasons like on DVD rather than like subscribe to to Netflix or Hulu Plus or whatever. So I guess like ever since then I just kind of went away from pirating, and other stuff like that. So it's just.
Well, Game of Thrones should be on Netflix. It should.
Huh?
It's not.
Yeah, Game of Thrones should be on Netflix. It's mind-boggling. I don't know why.
For the record here, I'm more of an advocate.
HBO has a spat with Netflix over that, so it won't be there.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It should be. What they should do is put all the prior seasons, other than the current one, on Netflix to get people interested in it, and then get people to pay for HBO Go for the current season. That way they have the advertising and reach of Netflix to get people hooked on the show to pay for HBO Go, but they're not that bright.
Oh.
Well, they make more money not putting it on Netflix, actually.
That's why I said put the old seasons to get people hooked on.
I'm talking about the old seasons. They make much more money
Most people pirate it if you look at the statistics.
Yeah, but they would still make much more money putting it out in DVD and Blu-ray rather than giving it to Netflix.
That's fair enough. I wasn't thinking about DVD or Blu-ray. I was just trying to get people, get people hooked on the show, and Netflix is a quick way to do that.
What do you hate more? Like whenever whenever a site or a movie provider, like a TV show provider shows you gives you all the previous episodes, or they don't show you all the previous episodes and just give you this season's episodes. I like it better when it's previous because you get caught up in the show, and there's if you missed an episode, you can just watch it.
That's how I did. That's how I got caught up on The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Was I found out about it after the series had been on for several seasons. So with Netflix, I was able to get caught up.
I still haven't seen those two shows. People keep recommending them to me, and I never get around to doing it.
Here's the thing with that show: if you are actually if you consider yourself a nerd or geek and consider that a positive term, you should make sure you get The Talking Dead as well.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy The Talking Dead more than I enjoy The Walking Dead.
I like them both together.
To be honest, I enjoy Walking Dead, but it's not a show that I don't. I would if someone was to ask me is it a good show? I'd be like, yeah, but if I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend the show, it's good, but it's nothing. I never found anything to me that I would just be like, oh, you guys better watch this,
No, I agree. I was only biased from reading the comics beforehand. Got me really primed on it, so.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still cool. I can't. I have to rely on either Netflix or some other way because I can never tune in to watch it on AMC. And I think even when I did tune in to watch it on AMC, it was this boring episode where they're spread out. They're trying to find each other. They're trying to make it. I'm gonna stop there before I give anything too much for someone who hasn't even watched season 4 yet. But yeah.
Yeah, real quick, speaking about spoilers, I just gotta say that's one thing I love about the video game community is that whenever they do a review of a video game, they always give good enough detailed reviews as to whether or not I should buy it or not, but not enough to spoil any major plot developments or any major plot stories. Like even as much as people hate Mass Effect 3, people still haven't given away the ending too much. Even though what most people bitch about Mass Effect 3 is the ending.
That's good because I haven't played it yet. So.
Are you planning to?
Yeah, it's actually on my list of games.
Yeah.
It's just top right now.
Yeah, well, just to let you know, the one criticism I've heard about it, which I don't know if is apt or not, but they say Gears of War 3 is basically Mass Effect 3 is trying to be like Gears of War when they shouldn't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You see,
and a lot of people are still pissed off about that game, so much so because there's so many things that just don't make any sense. And yet, for some reason, they're going to make a Mass Effect 4. At least that's what EA is trying to say. And I don't get that. I just don't get that.
You see, I've actually heard the opposite. I've heard that Mass Effect 3 was ingenious. I might be thinking about Mass Effect 2, because I just keep hearing so many good things about the Mass Effect series. I don't know if you can correct me.
Mass Effect 2 is alright if your expectations are low enough. That's the way I see it really. I've only.
No, it's moderate. It's not that, because I came into I I did the. I don't know if I did a Cardinal Sin. I started with Mass Effect 3. I started with Mass Effect 3, and it was very. My friend gave me the high expectations of it. And it was okay. I didn't, like what you said about the ending. It pissed the hell. It pissed me off.
Here's the thing, and this is the way I've heard it. Really, I haven't played Mass Effect 3. I've only played 1 and 2. But here's the thing: if you play 1 and 2, and there's this big expectation, like upon the release or whatever, there's this big expectation that everyone was saying that every decision that you have made during Mass Effect 1 and 2 will actually influence the chore of this game, or influence everything else about this game, and all this bunch of stuff, and you're expecting that, then that will piss you off far, far more than anything else.
Okay, yeah, I can see.
Do that.
The reason that Mass Effect 3 was so hyped up was because they had a team that had done Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 working on it.
Yeah, that was probably a part of the reason, really. But the way I see
that was totally what that excitement was about, and it used the same engine, and it was really supposed to be like the Mass Effect version of Knights of the Old Republic, and it kind of was, but it wasn't anywhere near the game that Knights of the Old Republic 2 was.
I'd say when it comes down to it, like Mass Effect 1 deserves a comparison to KOTOR 1 and 2 far more than 2 or 3.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mass Effect, well, think of it this way. I've seen gameplay of Mass Effect 3, and all I can say is this. You're better off playing Gears of War. I haven't seen any story elements of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, but it's an older game than Gears of War.
What?
I had Mass Effect 3 on the Xbox. There wasn't even a 360 yet when I was playing KOTOR 2 and Mass Effect 3. If I remember correctly.
Mass Effect 3 on the original Xbox? What?
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, you are, because Mass Effect 1 came out on the original Xbox. Mass Effect 3 is on 360. It's only on 360.
Well, KOTOR 2 was definitely on the Xbox.
As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and double check that real quick with Mass Effect 3 on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. I am sure about Knights of the Old Republic 2 though.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure that Mass Effect 3 was on the 360. There may have been a dual release.
You're probably right. I was probably speaking out of turn
for the first one, but I don't remember it being on the. Oh no! Actually, I was wrong. It was originally an Xbox 360 only. So yeah, it looks like I was wrong there. Oh, here's why. It released in 2007, so there would have been there would have been a possibility for releasing on the original Xbox, but it didn't. So yeah, that's probably why I thought that was.
I bought this RPG game that I got a month ago. South Park: Stick of Truth. It surprised me a lot. Say what you will about people at South Park, but like I bought the game mostly just for like the name, just so I have a South Park video game. But it's really good. I had a lot of fun with it. It's hilarious, of course, but it's really just. The only problem I have with it really is it's not long enough.
It's short, yeah. But the way I see it is that it's Paper Mario with Percy jokes. What could be better?
I got some serious criticisms about that game.
You do?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, it's like Skyrim meets South Park.
No, it's not.
No, I wouldn't go that far. It's not.
Play
It's
style is like Final Fantasy 1.
not,
Like
yeah.
the combat is like I have two guys and then there's three enemies and one of their guys moves and then one of my guys moves and then one of their guys moves and then one of my guys moves and then one of their guys moves and it's Final Fantasy 1. It's ridiculous. It's gameplay from 1990.
It's turn-based RPGs, and turn-based RPGs are still around for like a long time. Like Breath of Fire, for example, is a turn-based RPG, but Breath of Fire is far better than the more current one.
And the graphics, it's like paper dolls.
Well,
that's the point. That's South Park. That
but I'm saying for the video game, it doesn't have good gameplay. It doesn't have good graphics. The storyline is really short. I mean, do we have something good to say about this game? Really?
Well, we're obviously just not a fan of turn-based RPGs, and that's fine. That's fine. You know, you don't have to be one. You know, but if you're not going to be a fan of turn-based RPGs, then you're not going to like this. And if you don't like South Park, then you're probably not going to like this. So yeah.
I like South Park. I do. In fact, one of the coolest games I've ever played is called South Park Tower Defense. Let's Go Play.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, what's that?
Yeah, that was a good game. I thought it was really cool, just because I'm a South Park fan, if you can't tell. You
can't tell? Wow, that's
yeah,
good.
I know. It's just it's weird. I don't even.
Is that you from the game?
Huh?
Is that you from the game?
No, it's just I went to the South Park avatar, like in their they have an avatar creator, and I use it a lot. But I literally made that like. When I was like 16.
Did everybody here play a Jew?
I did.
I played a Jew, and I played a Jew. Yeah.
How could you not play a Jew? Like your classes were like elf, mage, warrior, and Jew. It's like I gotta be that.
Yeah,
I gotta be that. I don't have a choice.
You want to know what I did? I played as a Jew. I played as a Jersey Jew. That's what I did. I played as a Jew.
Oh yeah. But I think it was genuinely funny. Like I mean, there wasn't a moment where I didn't smile when I played the game. It was just there was one scene that just cracked me up, and I won't give it away. But it includes Randy Marsh in an alien spaceship. And it's just...
that one was just fucking funny, especially that one, the one scene where you get there to the end where the game is obviously fucking with you, you know?
Yeah. And it's just, I like how, like, you can be an asshole to the people around you, you can fart on them, you can... Like, it's funny. It's like, if you would think that creators of South Park would make a video game, that would exactly... look like that.
Well, the creators of South Park did make that game.
Huh?
The creators of South Park did make that game. They were involved with it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If you were to think a person, like, if that's the game that you would, like, if you had an image of what it would look like, that would be it. And yes, I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I expected, and then some. I didn't think, like, you know, I like turn-based RPGs, and there wasn't really anything I have to say bad about it, you know. At least I thought, like, when I played it, I thought it was just going to be just because it's South Park is what makes it good, but no, it's a little bit more than that. But you know, I mean, that's purely my opinion. I don't know.
Well, like I said, you know, it's Paper Mario with pussy jokes.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, like just about every South Park game I've played is really funny, and I really wonder if they have their hands in all of them. Like that South Park tower defense game was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this, and I don't want like Razor Fist coming onto this video, whatever, and hearing I said that or whatever, and saying he stole that from me. I just want to say I got that little bit of Paper Mario with pussy jokes from him. So, you know, it's the best way to describe it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of use as reference there. But yeah, I just don't want to be accused of plagiarism or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
And
I like with Carlos Mencia, that fucking asshole. It's one of the
I
reasons.
hate. Yeah, I hate.
Wait, there's no. Here's the difference. If you steal a joke and come and tell it in a chat room, maybe the biggest lie that you're really committing is maybe making people think you're wittier than you actually are. But when you get paid to tell jokes for a living and you steal jokes, that's different. That is just like going into someone's house and stealing money out of their safe.
Oh yeah. I guess that's a good point there.
Nine, Serbius.
You know but like the only problem, like I watched a review. Like what I would do when I play games is like I would watch reviews of different people, see what my opinion is based on different other people, and this guy, his name is Angry Joe. He says that there's only 14 to 16 hours of gameplay, and that's pretty short for an RPG. And that's what, and then like yeah, I kind of like agreed with it because like I then noticed that I was
What
like,
is
yeah,
this, Fable?
huh?
What is this, Fable?
Yeah, like that's another game. Like
I got really addicted to Fable and accidentally beat it in one sitting.
yeah, Fable's one of those games where like everyone around me seems to enjoy, but I just never got into it. And don't get me wrong, I know why people would like it. I just never. I don't know, man. It never. I beat the game, but I never. I don't know. Even my girlfriend told me, she's like, "Oh, how do you not have Fable in your top 20 or something?" I'm like, I don't. It's just
It's
not a
certainly
thing.
in my top 20. It isn't in my top 20. If that game was like twice as long, it would be in my top 5. But the thing is, right as you're getting into your character, the game ends.
Not really.
It's just too short.
Yeah, but there was you were talking about asshole comedian like Carlos Mencia. This is a kind of there's one comedian that I don't get why he's funny. Like he's like he's the comedian where like when you're a teenage boy, like at least in my generation, you would like him, but then when you get older, you just realize like, huh?
Are you talking about Daniel Tosh?
No, but yeah, he is. I think that he's kind of You got him there. You got him there. But no, like there was one guy. He has like a spiky hair. No, wait. Let me see.
Is he American?
Real quick, you know what the type of reviewer that really irritates the fuck out of me? The phones of the angry video game nerd, especially the irate gamer.
Phony is it the angry video game nerd or like angry video game nerd?
No, clones of the angry video game nerd. Yeah, in other words, the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe.
Oh yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, he started the trend of the angry reviewer. If you're doing like the theme of the angry reviewer, that's not plagiarism. But for people like the irate gamer, it's like really, it's like you can just tell he's trying to do it, but he's just not good at it, really.
Yeah, no, yeah, I got you. It's no, there's not gonna be another angry. I mean, like angry video game nerd. He's the godfather of. He's the king of that. Like you cannot take. I mean, nowadays I don't see like he's not. Of course, he's not as popular as what he used to, but no, there's not going to be another one of him, like of his same, who does his style and does it great because that's his style. It's just, it's something that he's an internet legend. He's not gonna, no one's gonna replace him. It's just.
Well, a good example of someone that could possibly replace him would be Razor Fist, also known as the Ragerholic. Have you seen this? Have you seen his bits?
I've seen some of them. I've seen some of them. Yeah, actually, yeah. He's good. I don't. But like I'm saying, at the same magnitude of how he took the web. How like
Yeah. I get what you mean on that one. Yeah, no, there would be no one like that again, unless of course like the internet gets shut down, all the information gets lost, and we have to recreate everything again.
yes, and then in our minds suddenly get we forget about the angry video gamer, but
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine if we lost the internets? Like if it
I
went
think it would
down
be
even
by
for
itself.
like a weekend. Like, I mean, I know there'd be like big problems and all, but like I mean, besides that, like how much history would be lost on YouTube alone? That makes me really sad, almost to the point of crying just to think about it.
You're just,
At least
you're
we
just
we
fucking
don't have to.
Your reaction is laughing is just fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, I'm not really gonna cry over a nasty thought. That's like bipolar to the max, right?
Yeah, I know.
But it is that kind of sad, though. I mean, that's a tragic thought. That's like a bus full of kids lighting on fire kind of sad. That's horrible.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that my mic was open. Sorry about that.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
No, I'm watching a dog. I'm watching a video of a dog, so the bark behind the fence at a mirror image of it. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Well, between video games and TV shows, I think we've managed to bore out most of the people that have come in.
The comedian that I find annoying now that I've always found annoying, Dane Cook. I I don't know. I mean, he tries to be funny, and to me, it doesn't work. I guess he it works for people, but I wouldn't give my money to him.
The way I see it is that if you have not watched like George Carlin, then you obviously don't know what funny is. That's the way I see it.
Oh yeah, George Carlin was he. No one can touch George Carlin. I mean, even though to be honest, he's not when I say personal favorite, I mean the ones that like people enjoy, like say with movies or like the greatest movie ever would be Citizen Kane, but like personal favorite movies like mine would be Pulp Fiction. George Carlin is hilarious. He isn't my personal favorite, but I've sat down at I've sat down in front of the TV and my dad is he's big on stand-up comedians. He'd show me Richard Pryor, he'd show me George Carlin, he'd show me all those funny ass comedians.
I was when I grew up, I was every single time George Carlin came on or whatever, my dad would call me into the room and say, "Hey Devin, come on, sit down, watch this with me." I would watch it, and I would just literally start laughing, even though I didn't know. Even though I didn't have any frame of reference for some of the jokes or the context, I just laughed anyways. Simply because they were curse words, and I found curse words to be funny, and the way in which he put those curse words together were funny. But going back to it now, I see a lot of the political messages in what he says, and I just sit down there, and sometimes he'll just say something that'll make me laugh or some shit. But he's just really entertaining. To me now, he's not so much hilarious. He's just really, really entertaining because of his satirical message that hits home with me.
And the anti-religion stuff that he was doing, it's kind of amazing your dad was turning you on to it.
Well, my dad's kind of what you would call a new ager, really. But his attitude with religion is his attitude with religion is something along the lines of that I don't care what you believe or how you even believe it. What I care about is the fact that whether or not you're pushing it on me, my kids, or putting it in the government. He doesn't even care that the evangelical believes what they believe, so long as they leave him alone.
Your dad was a good man. Is a good man. I don't know if.
Yeah, he confronted my stepmom, in fact, by when she was trying to push that shit onto me, and he literally told her told her to fucking stop, that he wasn't going to tolerate that shit. So that was something that I enjoy about him. His view of raising me was like if I was curious about religion enough, I would ask him and he would tell me, but he would say it was his opinion, and all that bunch of stuff, and I sort of developed my own opinions of religion independently from my dad. So yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's good. I mean, like back to the comedians. One comedian that like I really have a lot of appreciation for is like what was Dave Chappelle. He like I mean at first I thought I mean I still laughed at his stuff, but for some reason I had this thing where it's like, oh well, everybody is saying that, so maybe it's kind of mostly hype. But now that I look back on his stand-up comedy, he really creates like some comedy gold. And you know how a lot of black comedians, they have some jokes that only black people would get. So like not I'm not saying that it's just there's some jokes that they really only target the. He makes it to the point where his stand up isn't just for black people. It just isn't just for a certain people. It's for anybody. Anybody to get a laugh out of that, and I like that. And there was one like even he's not a big impressionist guy. I mean, but like I remember his impression of Bill Clinton. It just made me. I just busted out laughing. It was he's very. I want to see more of Dave Chappelle. Ever since he got blacklisted, I've kind of been like, I've kind of like been like, okay, well, this is when comedy dies. But no, I mean, I heard he's kind of coming back now. Like he's doing a lot of shows. Like he performed at I think it was in New York. It was that big. It was at that theater, that big theater. I can't. It's right there. Well, it's in a famous New York theater.
Madison Square Garden.
No, not Madison Square Garden. It was like an opera house.
The Met. The Metropolitan Opera House.
I would like to say yes. I would like to say yes. It's like
Robin Williams did a show there. Robin Williams live at the Met.
I think so. Let me.
It's a beautiful fucking place.
Yeah, if you can figure it out.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a nice place too.
Yeah, but no, the Met. Yeah.
Little theater.
Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah. It's a nice little theater. I've heard a few things. Yeah.
Real quick, speaking of blacks and humor and whatnot, one of the reasons why I'm just not into most black comedians today, other than Richard Pryor, I guess you could say, is simply for the fact that most black humor involves racial humor, and a lot of it is just geared towards the black community. I just don't get most of the jokes. I literally just don't. Even most of them are talking about stereotypes. I just don't get it.
A lot of black comedians will talk about the stereotypes between whites and blacks. It's like their way of judging or of bridging the racial gap is by showing the differences. Black people are like this, and white people are like this. Chris Rock has a whole fucking video that it's like movie. Every joke is black people are this way and white people are this way, and it's like, man. please, can you be a little bit more racist and offensive? But, haha, that's so funny.
You see,
Aren't we all above this now?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that if it's done well. Like if it's done not too it's not when if it's done not too obvious. Dave Chappelle, he does like a good contrast, but he's not like, oh, would black people be riding in their cars like white people be riding in the cars like, oh, let me check my mirror. No, he doesn't do that. He does it subtle, and it's not even, and he doesn't even do that too much. He like
He'll be up there and he'll tell a farce, man. He's got a joke about a baby standing on this corner selling crack. It's fucking brilliant.
Hey, listen.
Well, that's kind of the thing, though. You know, I've watched Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and the racial jokes, so I just don't get them. And I think it's mainly because I just don't get racial humor. I mean, I understand, like I guess Louis Black is like the only comedian that I know of that actually does racial jokes with regards to Jews that I can get, you know, but even then I still don't find it funny. I mean, I get the jokes, but I just, you know, with blacks, they just have a way of telling jokes in terms of black comedians that I just don't get the joke. Like Louis Black, I can get the joke, but I just still don't find it funny. I guess it's just my disposition towards racial humor. I just don't find racial humor funny. I can get it, I just don't find it funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just I mean, even though Dave Chappelle isn't, you know, my number one comedian, I find Louis C.K. is my favorite. Just right, like, but Louis C.K. is great. Like, I don't know what you guys feel about it, but Dave Chappelle, I don't know. I mean, now that you say about this racial, like what you said about the baby in a crack corner, yeah, I see that, but it's you know, I get his humor. I like his jokes. I do. It's just, I don't know.
Louis C.K. is brilliant. One of my favorites. Have you ever seen Chris Hardwick stand up?
Chris Hardwick. Yeah.
You don't know the name. He's the guy.
I know Chris Hardwick. I know the name Chris Hardwick. I'm trying to recall if I've certainly heard a lot about him. I never looked him up.
Well,
I never.
Was The Talking Dead, and I was saying I like that show better than I like The Walking Dead. But
I've heard of that before. Let me just.
Here, let me put a link in. He's got this. He has a comedy duo. It's
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen it.
It's Hard and Firm.
Yes.
And they got this song called "It's Not Illegal" that just kills me.
Yes. Yeah. He's. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That was. He was. I remember he was in a. He was in a movie a while back. It was that must be.
Hey, check that shit out. That song is hilarious.
How do you feel about his name is he's like a relatively new comedian. Not, you know, he's not. I mean, he's been there for a while, but like he started to get a lot of hype back in you know, like a lot of hype the last 2 years. Bo Burnham.
From YouTube.
Yeah, from YouTube. Like he started to do.
He's got a stand-up special on Netflix. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, what? I liked it. It was.
No, I said I highly recommend it.
Yeah, you highly like. I know. I said.
Oh,
I watched it. It's really good. And people felt, because he has the humor where it's like, I don't know how you guys kind of, it's not necessarily gross out, but it does push the limit. Like,
he's a smart dude though, because he doesn't push it too far though, does he?
No, but
like he doesn't.
I remember the one where he was masturbating to to the sound of the orchestra, and then like at the last second he puts his finger in his asshole, and it was just like he's like, oh, and then it was just like he kicks his leg out at the same time, and then like when he's done, sad music plays, like he's just ashamed of what he's done, and it just I laughed. It was great, but I was like thinking, wow, this is.
And then within a very short amount of time, he's sitting at the piano too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he does this play with the going from the freak show to the to playing the piano or telling a much more mellow joke. Like, I don't know. He has a lot of really little crescendos in his show, and I think it's a really cool way of doing a show.
yeah, yeah. I mean, my favorite song has got to be it was like the one is that it was like I saw a homeless guy named Rich. He wasn't. Isn't that terrible? I think it was called oh, it was hilarious. I would you saw it, but like oh man, it was a great it was hilarious. He was talking about like how you know how life is bad and stuff like that. But then he's like, wait a minute. He's like saying the Holocaust and 9/11. That shit's funny. 24/7. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh God. He pushes it, but he doesn't. You know, he doesn't do it too far, like you said.
He pushes and then he pulls back.
Yeah, he pushes.
Like he takes you to the point where you could just about stand up and walk out, and then gives you butterflies and balloons. You know, it's like it's kind of his show's kind of an emotional roller coaster ride, and that's not an easy thing for a fucking comedian to do. You know, usually a comedian takes you so far and then they lose you. You know, it's like, okay, he went off the deep end. He should not have gone that far, and that's when people leave and shit.
Now he takes like I mean, what other comedian do you think like does that so well? Like, I think I
can't think of any that do it so well. I can think of ones that did it awful.
Yeah, I think he's the one who really like perfected that. Like, to be honest, because I mean, there's comedians like Jerry Seinfeld who always play it straight, like always play it safe, and he's still funny. But there's even some comedians like I think Dave Chappelle took it pretty far once, and I was like, but he that's like probably one joke, but I mean, Bo Burnham, I haven't he's like the only one that I've seen that he like pushes you to the edge of the cliff and then just brings you back. Like it doesn't.
Dave Chappelle is a pretty edgy comedian.
I know. I'm saying he was pretty edgy. What I was saying was that like Bo Burnham's like I feel like he does it so well when it comes to the point where like he brings it edge. I was saying that Dave Chappelle had one joke where he pushed it a little too far. I remember I don't remember the joke, but I remember like once I was sitting like on my computer and I watched him do a joke and I thought it was funny, but it wasn't like I was like thinking like I can see what it's like. I gave out a laugh that was a little uncomfortable, like those like, oh, this is funny, but I can see why people wouldn't like that. He's edgy, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like with Bo Burnham, he has the way his delivery is quite unique.
You know who's really funny that doesn't mind being edgy? Who was that guy that was on the Mr. Show? Oh, Jesus.
On what show?
The Mr. Show.
Mr. Show, that was
If you haven't seen that show, if you like sketch comedy, I highly recommend it.
Was it which one, David Cross or Bob Odenkirk?
David Cross.
Yeah, he's
David
funny.
Cross. I love that fucker.
Oh, he was on. Yeah, he was on Arrested Development.
Yes.
And I like Bob Odenkirk too. But yeah, David Cross is way funnier.
Yeah, if you like sketch comedy, I highly recommend that show.
Yeah.
They did a great skit that you can find on YouTube called "The Altered State of Drugachusetts."
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah,
Great episode of their show.
bookmark that. I'm gonna bookmark the show. I haven't seen Mr. Show. I've never seen Mr. Show before, but
It's good. It's
yeah.
good. I've seen a lot of sketch comedy shows. It's one of my favorites. It's up there with like SCTV. Anyone know about some SCTV?
I'm sorry.
Anyone know about some SCTV?
No. Wish I did. I mean, no.
Yeah, that's kind of way back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen my my uncle introduced me. It's way back. Like it's not what you were saying, but it was he introduced me to Monty Python's Flying Circus, and I thought it was funny. It was British humor, so like some of the jokes.
How old were you?
How
old were you?
I was 14 at the time.
Might have been a bit too young, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I was young at the time.
You were young and American. That British humor tends to be pretty dry.
Yeah, but I remember I watched this show called Spaced, and it was quite hilarious. The guy Simon Pegg, he makes a lot of great movies like Shaun of the Dead. Great movie. It's probably one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
I like that whole trilogy. That and Super Fuzz and
Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, not Super Troopers, but Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
And what was
I never found like I got their jokes. They had great, but like I don't know, something about Monty Python. Yeah, I guess you can say I was pretty young, so I might have to look at some more. But yeah, like even though I like Monty Python. I think it was funny. It was like it's like it was not the Spanish Inquisition or something like that. I think that was hilarious. I think it was hilarious at the time, especially near with
no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes. Oh, it's like I have two things to say. Do this, and this. So no, wait, three things. And I remember those. Like they're memorable. Monty, they're certainly memorable.
Wow, that's sidetracking me. How about that Monty Python, or not Monty Python, that Mel Brooks song about the Inquisition?
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh.
I know you're wishing that we go away,
Yeah.
but the Inquisition's here and it's here to talk 'em out. Let's face it, you can't talk 'em out of nothing.
Yes. Oh, Mel Brooks.
I just had to go.
I'm sorry.
I said I'm sorry. It took me, and I just had to go.
It's okay, dude. Honestly, I feel you. I don't. It's hilarious. I sometimes get like that with Spam-A-Lot or Camelot. It's like Camelot. Like we eat spam. It's like he's like, I like to use the Paramola. Like just moments like that. They're just weird, but they just you like remember it, and it's just I like that. And that's what I liked about Monty. Like I enjoyed the movies more than the show, but I guess I have to look back at the show now because
I think you should. I think the show is way better than any of the movies.
Yeah, I like. My first Monty Python movie was The Holy Grail. That was hilarious. Second
Grail is brilliant. The Life of Brian is brilliant.
The Life of Brian is. That's what I was gonna say. The Life of Brian. Most people say they like The Holy Grail better, but I like Life of Brian way more.
Yeah, Life of Brian is better. Got it.
Yeah, it's way better. I don't think, it's just.
What about The Meaning of Life? Did you see that one?
Is that the one where they had like at first they had like the seniors the old people fighting in the office or like
Oh, yes. So they were like pirates.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that was
One
good.
building sailed up next to another building
Yeah.
and started firing cannons at each other, and the one building boarded the other building.
Yeah, I like that. I'm like,
But they were like financial pirates. Yeah.
yeah, I like that. Yeah, that was a good movie. I still like I I guess it wasn't as like it wasn't I don't wait a minute, was that the yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love
The
that
guy
one. I
that
remember. Okay, I remember. It went to the boys' Catholic school. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
guy that gets to that dies and goes to heaven, or he goes into a coma and decides he gets to die any way he wants to. So he decides he wants to be beaten to death by a naked female hockey team or whatever.
Yes. Oh my goodness.